أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Alif Lam Mim Sad. A book revealed unto thee. So let thy heart be oppressed no more by any difficulty, on that account that with it thou mightest warn the erring and teach the believers. Follow, O men, the revelation given unto you, given unto you from your Lord, and follow not as friends or protectors other than Him. Little is it you remember of admonition. How many towns have we destroyed for their sins? Our punishment took them on a sudden by night, or while they slept for their afternoon rest. When thus our punishment took them, no cry did they utter, but this indeed we did wrong. Then shall we question those to whom our message was sent, and those by whom we sent it, and verily we shall recount their whole story with knowledge, that we were never absent at any time or place. The balance that day will be true to a nicety. Those whose scale of good will be heavy will prosper. Those whose scale will be light will find their souls in perdition, for that they wrongfully treated our signs. It is who have placed you with authority on earth, and provided you therein with means for fulfillment of your life. Small are the thanks that you give. It is we who created you and gave you shape. Then we bade the angels bow to Adam, and they bowed down. Not so Iblis, he refused to be of those who bow down. And God said, what prevented thee from bowing down when I commanded thee? He said, I am better than he. Thou didst create me from fire and him from clay. God said, get thee down from this. It is not for thee to be arrogant. Here, get out, for thou art of the meanest of creatures. He said, give me respite till the day they are raised up. God said, be thou among those who have respite. He said, because thou hast thrown me out of the way, lo, I will lie in wait for them on thy straight way. Then I will assault them from before them, and behind them from their right and their left. Nor wilt thou find in most of them gratitude for thy mercies. God said, get out from this disgrace and expelled. If any of them follow thee, hell will I fill with you all. Of Adam dwell thou and thy wife in the garden, and enjoy its good things, as you wish, but approach not this tree, or you run into harm and transgression. Then began Satan to whisper suggestions to them, bringing openly before their minds all their shame that was hidden from there before. He said, your Lord only forbade you this tree, lest you should become angels or such beings as live forever. And he swore to them both that he was their sincere adviser. So by deceit he brought about their fall. When they tasted of the tree, their shame became manifest to them, and they began to sew together the leaves of the gardens over their bodies, and their Lord called unto them, Did I not forbid you that tree, and tell you that Satan was an avowed enemy unto you? They said, our Lord, we have wronged our own souls. If thou forgive us not, and bestow not upon us the mercy, we shall certainly be lost. God said, get you down. With enmity between yourselves on earth will be your dwelling place, and your means of a livelihood for a time. He said, therein shall you live, and therein shall you die, but from it shall you be taken out at last. Of ye children of Adam, we have bestowed raiment upon you to cover your shame, as well as to be an adornment to you, but the raiment of righteousness, that is the best. Such are among the signs of God, that they may receive admonition. O ye children of Adam, let not Satan seduce you in the same matter as he got your parents out of a garden, stripping them of their raiment to expose their shame, for he and his tribe watch you from a position where you cannot see them. We made the evil ones friends only to those without faith. When they do aught that is shameful, they say, we found our fathers doing so, and God commanded us thus. Say, nay, God never commands what is shameful. Do you say of God what you know not? Say, my Lord hath commanded justice, and that you set your whole selves to him at every time and place of prayer, and call upon him, making your devotion sincere, as in his sight. Such as he created you in the beginning, so shall you return. Some he hath guided, others have by their choice deserved the loss of their way, is that they took the evil ones in preference to God for their friends and protectors, and think that they receive guidance. O children of Adam, wear your beautiful apparel at every time and place of prayer. Eat and drink, but waste not by excess, for God loveth not the wasters. Say, who hath forbidden the beautiful gifts of God which he hath produced from his servants, and the things clean and pure which he hath provided for sustenance. Say, they are in the life of this world, for those who believe, and purely for them on the day of judgment. Thus do we explain the signs in detail for those who understand. Say, the things that my Lord hath indeed forbidden are shameful deeds, whether open or secret, sins and trespasses against truth or reason, assigning of partners to God, of which he hath given no authority, and saying things about God of which you have no knowledge. To every people is a term appointed when their term is reached. Not an hour can they cause delay, nor an hour can they advance it in anticipation. O ye children of Adam, whenever there come to you apostles from among you, rehearsing my signs unto you, those who are righteous and mend their lives, on them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. But those who reject our signs and treat them with arrogance, they are companions of a fire, to dwell therein forever. Who is more unjust than one who invents a lie against God, or rejects his signs? Though such their portion appointed must reach them from the book of decrees, until when our messengers of death arrive and take their souls, they say, where are the things that ye used to invoke besides God? They will reply, they have left us in lurch. They have left us in lurch, and they will bear witness against themselves that they had rejected God. He will say, enter ye in the company of the people who passed away before you, men and jinns, into the fire. Every time a new people enters, it curses its sister's people that went before, until they follow each other, all into the fire, save the last about the first. Our Lord, it is these that misled us, to give them a double penalty in the fire. He will say, double for all, but this ye do not understand. Then the first will say to the last, see then, no advantage have ye over us, so taste ye of a penalty for all that ye did. To those who reject our signs and treat them with arrogance, no opening will there be of the gates of heaven, nor will they enter the garden until the camel can pass through the eye of a needle. Such is our reward for those in sin. For them there is hell as a couch below, and folds of covering above. Such is our requital of those who do wrong. But those who believe and work righteousness, no burden do we place on any soul, but that which it can bear. They will be companions of a garden, therein to dwell forever, and we shall remove from their hearts any lurking sense of injury. Beneath them will be rivers flowing. They shall say, praise to be God, who hath guided us to this felicity. Never could we have found guidance had it not been for the guidance of God. Indeed, it was a truth that the apostles of our Lord brought unto us, and them they shall hear the cry, behold the garden before you. Ye have been made its inheritors for your deeds of righteousness. The companions of a garden will call out to the companions of a fire. We have indeed found the promises of our Lord to us true. Have you also found your Lord's promises true? They shall say, yes, but a crier shall proclaim between them, the curse of God is on the wrongdoers. Those who would hinder men from the path of God and would seek in it something crooked, those who deny the hereafter, between them shall be a veil, and on the heights will be men who would know everyone by his marks. They will call out to the companions of the garden, peace on you. They will not have entered, but they will have assurance thereof. And the eyes shall be turned towards companions of the fire. They will say, our Lord, send us not to the company of the wrongdoers. The men on the heights will call to certain men, whom they will know from their marks, saying, of what profit to you were your hordes and your arrogant ways? Behold, are these not the men whom you swore that God with his mercy would never bless? Enter ye the garden, no fear shall be on you, nor shall you grieve. The companions of the fire will call to the companions of the garden, pour down to us water or anything that God doth provide for your sustenance. They will say, both these things hath God forbidden to those who rejected them, such as took their religion to be mere amusement and play, and were deceived by the life of the world. That day shall we forget them, as they forgot them, meeting as this day of theirs, and as they were wont to reject our signs. For we had certainly sent unto them a book based on knowledge, which we explained in detail, a guide and a mercy to all who believe. Do they just wait for the final fulfillment of the event? And the day the event is finally fulfilled, those who disregarded it before will say, the apostles of our Lord did indeed bring true tidings. Have we no intercessors now to intercede on our behalf, or could we be sent back? Then should we behave differently from our behaviour in the past? In fact, they will have lost their souls, and the things they invented will leave them in the lurch. Yet our guardian Lord is God, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, and is firmly established on the throne of authority. He draweth the night as a veil of the day, each seeking the other in a rapid succession. He created the sun, the moon, and the stars, all governed by laws under his command. It is not his to create and to govern. Blessed by God, the cherisher and sustainer of the world. Call on your Lord with humility and private, for God loveth not those who trespass beyond bounds. Do not mischief on the earth after it hath been set in order, but call on him with fear and longing in your hearts. For the mercy of God is always near to those who do God. It is he who sendeth the winds like heralds of glad tidings, going before his mercy. And when we have carried the heavy laden clouds, we drive them to a land that is dead, make rain to descend thereon, and produce every kind of harvest therewith. Thus shall we raise up the dead, perchance ye may remember. From the land that is clean and good by the will of its cherisher springs up produce rich after its kind. But from the land that is bad springs up nothing but that which is niggardly. Thus do explain the signs by various symbols to those who are grateful. We sent Noah to his people. He said, O my people, worship God. Ye have no other God but him. I fear for you the punishment of a dreadful day. The leaders of his people said, we see thee evidently wandering in mind. He said, O my people, no wandering is there in my mind. On the contrary, I am an apostle, and the Lord, and the cherisher of the worlds. I but fulfill toward you the duties of my Lord's missions, and say is my advice to you, and I know from God something that you know not. Do you wonder that there hath come to you a message from your Lord through a man of your own people to warn you, so that you may fear God and happily receive his mercy? But they rejected him, and we delivered him, and those with him in the ark, but we overwhelmed in the flood. Those who rejected our signs, they were indeed a blind people. To the Ad people we sent Hud, one of our own brethren. O my people, worship God. You have no other God but Him. Will you not fear God? The leaders of the unbelievers among His people said, we see thou art an imbecile, and we think thou art a liar. He said, O my people, I am no imbecile, but I am an apostle from the Lord and cherisher of the worlds. I but fulfill towards you the duties of my Lord's mission. I am to you a sincere and trustworthy adviser. Do you wonder that there hath come to you a message from your Lord through a man of your own people to warn you, call in remembrance that He made you inheritors after the people of Noah, and gave you a stature to all among the nations? Call in remembrance the benefits ye have received from God, that so ye may prosper. They said, Comest thou to us that we may worship God alone and give up the cult of our fathers? Bring us what thou threatenest us with, if so be that thou tellest the truth. Be that thou tellest the truth. He said, Punishment and wrath have already upon you from your Lord. Dispute ye with me over names which you have devised, ye and your fathers without authority from God. Then wait, I am among you also waiting. We saved him and those who adhere to him by our mercy, and we cut off the roots of those who rejected our signs and did not believe. To the Thamud people we sent Salih, one of their own brethren. He said, O my people, worship God, ye have no other God but Him. Now hath come unto you a clear sign from your Lord. This she-camel of God is a sign unto you, so leave her to graze in God's earth, and let her come to no harm, or ye shall be seized with a grievous punishment. And remember how He made you inheritors after the Ad people, after gave you habitations in the land. You build for yourselves castles and castles. You build for yourselves palaces and castles in open plains, and carve out homes in the mountains. So bring to remembrance the benefits you have received from God, and refrain from evil and mischief on the earth. The leaders of the arrogant party among His people said, to those who were reckoned powerless, those among them who believed, know ye indeed that Salih is an apostle from his Lord. They said, we do indeed believe in the revelation which hath been sent through him. The arrogant party said, to our part we reject what you believe in. Then they hamstrung the she-camel and insolently defied the order of their Lord, saying, O Salih, bring about thy threats if thou art an apostle of God. So the earthquake took them unawares, and they lay prostrate in their homes in the morning. So Salih left them, saying, O my people, I indeed convey to you the message for which I was sent by the Lord. I gave you good counsel, but you love not good counselors. We also sent Lot, he said, to his people, do you commit lewdness such as no people in creation ever committed before you? For you practice your lusts on men in preference to women. You are indeed a people transgressing beyond bounds. And his people gave no answer but this they said, drive him out of your city. Drive him out of your city. These are indeed men who want to be clean and pure. But we saved him and his family, except his wife. She was of those who lagged behind him. We rained down on them a shower of brimstone. Then see what was the end of those who indulge in sin and crime. To the Madian people we sent Shuaib, one of their own brethren. He said, O my people, worship God. You have no other God but Him. Now hath come unto you clear sign from your Lord. Give just measure and wait, nor withhold from the people the things that are there due, and do no mischief on the earth after it has been set in order. That will be best for you. If you have faith and squat not on every road breathing threats hindering the path of God. With those who believe him and seeking in it something crooked, but remember how you were increased little, and he gave you increase, and hold in your mind's eyes. What was the end? What was the end of those who did mischief? And if there is a party among you who believes in the message with which I have been sent, and a party which does not believe, hold yourselves in patience until God doth decide between us, for he is the best to decide. The leaders, the arrogant party among his people, said, O Shuaib, we shall certainly drive thee out of our city, thee and those who believe with thee, or else your vow and they shall have to return to our ways and religion. He said, What even though we do detest them, we should indeed then ally against them. If we return to your ways after God hath rescued us therefrom, nor could we by any manner of means return thereto, unless it be as in the will and plan of God, our Lord. Our Lord can reach out to the utmost recesses of things by his knowledge. In God is our trust, our Lord decide thou between us and our people. In truth, for thou art the best. In truth, for thou art the best to decide. The leaders, the unbelievers among his people, said, If you follow Shuaib, be sure then ye are ruined. But the earthquake took them unawares, and they lay prostrate in their homes before the morning. The men who rejected Shuaib became as if they had never been in the homes where they had flourished. The men who rejected Shuaib, it was they who were ruined. So Shuaib left them, saying, O my people, I did indeed convey to you the message for which I was sent by my Lord. I gave you good counsel, but how shall I lament all the people who refuse to believe? Whenever we sent a prophet to a town, we took up its people in suffering and adversity, in order that they may learn humility. Then we changed their suffering in prosperity, until they grew and multiplied, and began to say, Our fathers too were touched by suffering and affluence. Behold, we call them to account of a sudden, while they realized not their peril. If the people of the towns had but believed and feared God, we should indeed have opened out to them. All kinds of blessings from heavens and earth. But they rejected the truth, and we brought them to book for their misdeeds. Did the people of the towns feel secure against the coming of our wrath by night while they were asleep? Or else did they feel secure against his coming in broad daylight while they played about carefree? Did they then feel secure against the plan of God? But no one can feel secure from the plan of God, except those doomed to ruin. To those who inherit the earth in succession to its previous possessors, it is not a guiding lesson that if we so willed, we could punish them too for their sins and seal upon their hearts so that they could not hear. Such were the towns whose story we thus relate unto thee. There came indeed to them their apostles with clear signs, but they would not believe what they had rejected before. Thus doth God seal up the hearts of those who reject faith. Most of them we found not men true to their covenant, but most of them we found rebellious and disobedient. Then after them we sent Moses with our signs to Pharaoh and his chiefs, that they wrongfully rejected them. So see, what was the end of those who made mischief? Moses said, O Pharaoh, I am an apostle from the Lord of the worlds, one for whom it is right to say nothing but truth about God. Now have I come unto you, people from God your Lord, with a clear sign, so let the children of Israel depart along with me. Pharaoh said, If indeed thou hast come with a sign, show it forth if thou tellest the truth. Then Moses threw his rod, and behold, it was a serpent plain for all to see. And he drew out his hand, and behold, it was white to all beholders. Said the chiefs of the people of Pharaoh, "This is indeed a sorcerer well versed. His plan is to get you out of your land. Then what is your counsel?" They said, "Keep him and his brother in suspense for a while, and send to the cities men to collect, and bring up to thee all our sorcerers well versed." So there came the sorcerers to the Pharaoh. They said, "Of course we shall have a suitable reward if we win." He said, "Yeah, and more, for ye shall in that case be raised to post nearest to my person." They said, "O my people," they said, "O Moses, wilt thou throw first, or shall we have the first throw?" Said Moses, "Throw you first." So when they threw, they bewitched the eyes of the people and struck terror into them. That they showed a great feat of magic. We put into Moses' mind by inspiration, "Throw now thy rod, and behold, it swallows up straightway all the falsehoods which they fake." Thus truth was confirmed, and all that they did was made of no effect. So the great ones were vanquished there and then, and were made to look small. But the sorcerers fell down, prostrate in adoration, saying, "We believe in the Lord of the worlds, the Lord of Moses and Aaron." Said Pharaoh, "Believe you in him before I give you permission. Surely this is a trick which have planned in the city to drive out its people, but soon shall you know the consequences. Be sure I will cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and I will cause you all to die on the cross." They said, "For us we are but sent back unto our Lord, but thou dost wreak thy vengeance on us, simply because we believed in the signs of our Lord, and the reaches our Lord pour out on us patience and constancy, and take our souls unto thee as Muslims who bow to thy will." Said the chiefs of Pharaoh's people, "Wilt thou leave Moses and his people to spread mischief in the land, and to abandon thee and thy gods?" He said, "Their male children will we slay, only their females will we save alive, and we have over them power irresistible." Said Moses to his people, "Pray to help from God, and wait in patience and constancy. For the earth is God's, to give as a heritage to such of his servants as he pleaseth, and the end is the best for the righteous." They said, "We have had nothing but trouble, both before and after thou camest to us." He said, "It may be that your Lord will destroy your enemy and make you inheritors in the earth, that so he may try you by your deeds. We punished the people of the Pharaoh with years of drought and shortness of crops, that they might receive admonition. But when good times came, they said, This is due to us. When gripped by calamity, they ascribed it to evil omens connected with Moses, and those with him. Behold, in truth, the omens of evil are theirs in God's sight, but most of them do not understand. They said to Moses, Whatever be the signs thou bringest to work there with thy sorcery on us, we shall never believe in thee. So we sent plagues on them, wholesale death, locusts, lice, frogs, and blood, signs openly self-explained. But they were steeped in arrogance, a people given to sin. Every time the penalty fell on them, they said, O Moses, on our behalf, call on thy Lord in virtue of his promise to thee. If thou wilt remove the penalty from us, we shall truly believe in thee, and we shall send away the children of Israel with thee. But every time we remove a penalty from them, according to a fixed term which they had to fulfill, behold, they broke their word.